Hi, I'm Matt Shatskin, and in this kind of bonus video for today, I just want to talk specifically about my experience as an educator here as we've rapidly changed from a resident, in-person method of education, higher education, to an online format. And so, just a little bit about me. I've been an educator. This is my fourth semester at the York College of Pennsylvania, and very much enjoyed it, to say the least. And so, around March 18th, roughly 2 weeks ago, midstream, we quickly closed campus and went to an online format. And so, before I even begin any kind of discussion about that, I definitely want to commend the warriors at York College, as well as college students everywhere who have had to go through that transition. They didn't necessarily sign up for online classes, and that's what they have, but throughout of it all, they have shown the commitment to education, and we should um, I think, meet that commitment because indeed these are leaders of tomorrow, and they need that education in order to lead us through tough times, not just today, but whatever the future will bring and those challenges. So, at the risk of preaching, I'll talk more about the actual mechanism and my reflection on that transition. And I really have two overall words that I come out with. The one is the amount of time. The vast, or I shouldn't exaggerate, the change in the amount of time that is necessary to do anything, I think, is something more than worth considering. The amount of time it takes to prep relevant and effective material, the amount of time it takes students to absorb that material. Um, those and we keep coming back to this theme of time. When you're face to face, you can see if folks get it. You can draw off their cues, both verbally and physically, and you can adjust accordingly. But through the internet, especially if things are one way, and even in a collaborative kind of means, for me personally, it is so much harder to detect. And there's other variables now. There's just so many more variables in an online setting. I think a lot of them come back to the central theme of time, and just even more specifically, that everything seems to take longer. Um, the other big thing is I think it really, again, at the risk of preaching, it makes one reflect on your compassion and empathy for what the student is experiencing and dealing with this. So, um, and when you don't receive something, when someone doesn't participate or you don't receive an assignment on time, in a face-to-face setting, you have a lot more means to kind of translate what that means. If it's a lack of effort, if it's a lack of understanding, if it's some competing priorities. Even then, it's not always transparent. I think on an online setting, it's even less transparent and harder to decode. And so it calls for much more patience and compassion and empathy to the student and what they might be going through that you literally cannot see. Um, so, those are my reflections for today, specifically about the transition in stride from a resident education to online. If you have comments or reflections yourself, I would definitely be eager to hear them, and again would welcome a video interview with you, particularly if you've got some additional insight and views on the topic. Thank you for watching. Take care.